Hello everybody and welcome back to another StarCraft 3 cast. I'm Ron Burgundy. We got a ZVZ this time. It's on Korthal Compound, I think it's called. Like LE, I don't really know what that means. I think it was one of the maps that Team Liquid somehow got into the ladder pool, or I don't even know. All that stuff is just so over my head, man. Anyway, it is Complexity's Rise in the top right as the blue Zerg against myself, in the bottom left as the red Zerg, vilePsY, representing vilegaming.com. And yeah, I like to open in ZVZs almost all the time a 14 gas 14 pool. Even if my opponent 15 hatches, I still feel like you know, when you're being aggressive with your Zerglings, it forces them to make the decisions. How many links should I get? How many spines should I get? When do I need to get my baneling nest? Stuff like that. So I really like a 14 gas 14 pool. Especially if your opponent 10 pools like Ryze is doing right now. Now, 10 pool is a pretty direct counter to a 10 or a 15 hatch. It allows you to get 6 to 8 lings inside of their base and take out a lot of drones, or at least stop a lot of mining. And the economy of a 10 pool isn't that shabby. So Ryze banking on me going hatch first. However, it's kind of like rock paper scissors. 14-14 beats a 10 pool, 10 pool beats a hatch first beats a 14-14, and like I said, I'm okay with the hatch first beating a 14-14 because I feel like for a hatch first to beat a 14-14, you really have to balance your drone and units just perfectly. And you can see here, Ryze has done a double extractor trick. He's now 12 out of 10. And the Overlord's about to complete, so it looks like he's got a nice little build here. He's going to get how many lings? He's not making anything. Oh, he just wanted to wait for that last larva. It makes sense. You know, you might say, well, why didn't he just make 2 lings first and then send the last set of lings? His lings will be a bit spread out. It'd be more difficult to macro them and or micro them and keep track of where they are. And you know, waiting for that next ling, you're only going to be at max larva for like a half a second, so I see exactly why he waited for that 6th set of lings. Now this is kind of a slower 10 pool though, because you know, the timings with the 12 out of 10 with the double extractor trick doesn't give him enough larva to get 6 lings right away, so it's going to be a lot more economical, but it's not going to be as fast as a lot of 10 pool should be. Now you can see this is exactly why 14-14 counters this kind of build. A little bit of lag is because I'm going to have 6 lings by the time he gets to my base. They're going to have speed sooner. I'm going to have a queen helping out as well as my drone. So hopefully I can prevent any drone casualties. Running by his lings, seeing him a little bit. And here come the lings, 6 on 6. And here we go. We got a little battle here going. Sometimes it's not good to micro your lings. Ryze tried to micro a little bit too hard there. And as you can see, I came up ahead 4-2. So 10 pool thwarted. But as I said before, the economy is not going to be too lopsided. I am ahead for now. And depending on how much he drones, how much I drone, it could sway in anyone's favor. So it's 16-15. So not getting the better end of that, especially because they lost a couple links. His queen is going to be out earlier. You can see the injects here. It's about halfway for me. And I think he's already completed an inject, yeah. So he does have the inject advantage. Another queen coming out. His ling's just trying to do some decoying. Doesn't want me to, you know, go in and harass or anything like that. And it's actually working. The speed is coming up soon. But I'm not really going to be in the best position to take advantage of it as best I can. If I was like right here with how many speedlings? 6 speedlings against just 2 queens, I could pick off 3 or 4 drones with that. Speedlings are crazy, man. Now he's going to be blocking off this ramp, but he's going to have to pull his queens back eventually to inject, and he realizes that he's getting 12 more lings, and I'm getting a baneling nest, mainly for defensive purposes. You can see I've got a little bit of excess gas to pump out those banelings when I need them. Harvester count now 19-20, so pretty normal opening coming up. And this might have been even too many lings. Just think if those were drones, he could be up about 4 or 5 workers. And the reason I'm not up workers right now is, one, because I'm getting a hatchery. He's not. He's going to be up by like 4 workers. Actually, I'm going to be up. As I'm getting a hatchery, he's not. I'm getting a baneling nest, and he's not. I've got speed a little bit sooner, and I think our ling count's fairly even, 9-14. So you can see now I'm ahead 3 on drones. So it's a very tricky balancing act, Zerg versus Zerg. And his late expansion, if he doesn't capitalize on some kind of aggression, isn't going to do a whole lot. You can see I do have a spine. I really want to get that spine down here. But it looks like he's going to be harassing my hatchery. Is he going to be able to finish it off? I've got some lings coming down. Oh my goodness. What is this lag? I've got some lings coming down. The hatchery is going to go down. Now he is going to lose, cause me to lose 75 minerals, but it wasn't that big of a blow. I'm just going to start that right up again. Now our hatcheries are fairly lined up, and we've got almost identical worker counts. However, I do have the defensive baneling nest, and that's going to allow me to build less lings and more drones. And that's something that Ryze doesn't quite have at this point, so I would give myself a slight edge. If we check out the ling count, I'm down 6 on links, but I got 2 banelings. He's got 3 queens, 1 for spreading tumors, 2 for injecting once his hatchery completes. So overall, slight edge to me right now. However, delaying this hatchery did slow me down a tid, otherwise it'd be a lot bigger. And I'm actually getting another spine crawler, which might not be necessary. I saw his aggressive lings, and I was thinking, okay, well, I don't feel too safe. I'm going to get a spine, and Ryze doing the same thing, probably because he sees my banelings. He's opting out of a baneling nest this game, so he feels like he does need that extra spine. Spines will two-shot banelings, and generally they will keep the banelings at bay. Harvester count now 31 to 27. I keep an eye on the harvester count because that's kind of one of the most important things in his EVZ to watch the harvesters. Oh, and he's actually running the queen back at poor timing. These lings are just kind of chilling back here, down with the queen. Might even have been able to do a run by up here. That's the danger of not having banelings. And I think I actually crashed a baneling into a single ling, so that wasn't good. Or was that the big blow? Let me check. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah. Oh, I totally missed that. I killed about 10 lings with that baneling, and that's pretty huge. That was pretty huge. I don't think he killed any drones or got anything done. If we check out the resources, he's lost 712. I've only lost 25. It's because he lost the queen. He lost the lings to those banelings, and he lost those 4 lings in the beginning as well. So the harvester's now 35 to 32. Looks like we're all starting our gases at about the same time. Yeah, this is almost identical, man. 38 to 36 harvesters. Check out the production tab. He's getting a roach warren, while I'm getting a lair a lot faster. So my lair is going to be sooner, meaning I'm going to have mutas most likely, since I don't have a roach warren yet. While he's going to be going the roach route. And I'm surprised that he's getting 4 gas so fast while going the roach route. That either indicates double upgrades, maybe quick hydras, or quick infestors. Harvester count now 45 to 42. You can see I'm stockpiling quite a few minerals. I'm really waiting for that spire. Possibly should start a third base right here, because since I have the banelings and he only has zerglings, I could start a third base and protect it just fine. He doesn't really have the roach count to deal with it just yet, so you know, consider taking a third base, even if it is a bit risky. When you've got this number of excess minerals, you don't really need all of that money just for mutas. You really only need gas for mutas. And as you can see, the spires on the way. 45 to 49. I'm looking to even that with 8 drones. Ryze possibly looking for some aggression with 11 roaches. And you know, in this kind of situation, you either have to get a lot of lings, hopefully with +1. You can see the +1 is on the way against these roaches, or make sure or hope your mutas get out in time to deal with the roaches, or have some kind of good spine positioning. And this is kind of unfortunate right here. He is going to run by, get into my base, and see my spire. So not the best you know, ramp control for me with that baneling. This hatchery is a bit overdue. This hatchery is a bit overdue as well. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him push out with these roaches now that he knows I have a spire. Are we going to see him wait for burrow and speed? We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. Yeah, it looks like he is going for double upgrade, speed and burrow, so that's why he had the 4 gas. Harvester count now 58 to 51, so I've got a slight lead. However, you got to consider 58 harvesters. That's a bit oversaturated right here. You can see drones bouncing around like crazy, and that's really an indicator of that you might have too many on one base. So spire now completing. +1 attack on my lings is complete. Going to be starting +2 probably after my first surge of mutas here. I can make about 10 mutas, so 10 mutas on the way. Is he going to prepare with any kind of spores? I'm surprised. I don't know if he actually noticed the spire. There's not a single spore colony, and only 2 queens, so he's definitely going to want to be aggressive with these roaches once he realizes I have my mutas out, but I don't think he actually spotted the spire, and he is so damn vulnerable right here. So wow, here come the roaches. 10 mutas against these number of roaches. They're going to kill him eventually, but it's going to take so damn long. And I'd like to go for his mineral lines, but I just can't. This is too many roaches. They can do too much damage if they get into, you know, my natural. They're definitely going to kill my third, just kind of the way they're moving here. And burrow as well, so preventing damage, splitting up his roach is very smart. You can't really split these mutas because they just won't do enough damage to any group of roaches if there's only 5 and 5. Moving these drones away from my third base because I realize they're going to be approaching from the east. And now moving up into my main, and with this burrow play, this is going to be so damn effective, picking off 1 queen. Now he can just burrow weak roaches, sit inside of my mineral line, and force my mutas into there. These roaches, meanwhile, moving into my third base, taking down my spines, and burrowing the weak one once again. Overseer is in play. Now he's going to have to unburrow and try to run out, it looks like. Well, these roaches are going to finish off my third base. I need another Overseer. Do I have speed for my flying things? No, I don't. These roaches are going to be finished off, but these roaches have finished off my third base. And Ryze making the most out of, you know, units that can't even attack air, even burrowing some in my natural. These roaches at my third are going to get away. I don't think I lost many workers, actually. I didn't lose a single, or maybe I lost 10 workers. I don't know. Yeah, I think I lost 10 workers there at my third base, and he got out with over half of his roaches. So that's how you make the best of a bad situation. He had units that can't attack my mutas, and I have 16 mutas, but with his nice army splitting and his nice burrowing, he was able to snipe a lot of queens, kill quite a few drones, and, you know, stall my mutas long enough to put up these spore crawlers. So he's got some spore crawlers here. However, I do have a lot of mutas, and I'm keeping up with the lings as well. I really need to replace this base, as you can see here. But the problem with roaches is they don't allow you the map control to take a third base here. And also, they can't attack air, so this spore taking so much damage from these +1 mutas. A lot of transfusions going down. 3 queens, 1 queen going down. There's 3 more on here as well, and oh my goodness, all of these queens are going to go down. So 4 queens going down. The power of mutas with +1 is astronomical, and once again, Ryze going with the counterattack. Hydras are popping out. He's got 5 of them here. Ranged attack on the way. He's almost +2 as well, but Hydra's not so good without, you know, infestor support or when you don't have mutas outnumbered. So burrowing even more Hydras. I need to get in there, take out the mineral line. Meanwhile, roaches coming in. These lings are only +1. They're just getting eaten up by these roaches that are +1. Actually, the lings are +2. I've got a couple mutas shooting away at these. These overseers need to get down and follow these roaches, but these mutas doing tons of damage in the expansion of Ryze, killing so many drones. These Hydras are finally going to push these mutas away, but these roaches, oh my goodness, these roaches can probably like 3-shot this hatchery, and they are going to indeed do that. The queen going down as well. These mutas just not doing enough damage to deal with these roaches. I've killed 21 of his workers, and I still remain at 10 workers lost, but it's going to change here fast. And this is kind of a situation where I wish I'd researched burrow, and this hatchery is going to go down. Where is my overseer? My overseers need to get down there. These mutas need to go over to the left and help out here. These mutas from the top now reinforcing, and he is going to try to burrow, but no, the overseers will be getting there in time. I do have my increased speed on my overseers, and finally, these roaches getting trapped on my ramp. These queens with, or these lings with +2, still only doing 4 damage to the roaches because Ryze has such good upgrades. And finally, all the roaches cleaned up. So he lost a lot of harvesters. He lost 21 harvesters. It's now 56 to 41. But he was able to kill my lair, kill my macro hatch, but unfortunately he didn't kill my spire or spawning pool. That would have been huge if he killed my spire or spawning pool. So it's now 55 to 41. 2 base to 2 base. I'm working on replacing my main, and he's working on getting that harvester count up, I'm sure. No, he's actually just getting hydras and roaches. He really wants to end it. So he kind of had 2 options at this point. He could drone up heavily, try to get back in the game economically, because he's got 41 on 2 bases. Actually, that base is mined out, so he's really running off 1 base. He could try to throw down a hatchery and defend that, or he could just go for mass roach hydra and try to win the game that way. It looks like he's going to be pumping mass roach hydra. He's not worried about getting a hatchery down. He's not worried about any drones at all, really, which he doesn't really need for the time being because he's got 41 on pretty much 1 base. I would have kept a drone or 2 here. That's important, man. I mean, I don't know why people pull off when there's still minerals to be had. You've got 3 patches here with like 500 minerals almost. That's 5 hydras. Why would you not want to mine that? I never understood why people don't at least just keep 1 drone or 2 drones on a few mineral patches. It's actually pretty helpful. It's actually pretty helpful. So that's my rant for the day. So anyway, third base almost up. This base has been saturated for quite a while. I've got okay overlord spread. I'd like to get some spread over here. Exactly, this is what I mean. I'd like to get some spread over here to see when roaches are coming in. He is going to burrow, but if he doesn't support with the hydras, the overseers will get up there in time, and it looks like he will take this chance to run away. And so he's got a nice hydra roach army, but lings, if they're able to get us around on these hydras, is quite effective. And I might even consider at this point getting banelings with centrifugal hooks if I had a lair, because banelings, you know, with the hooks, so damn good against hydras. And it looks like he's not going to be aggressive in response to this muta harass. He's just going to be coming back and, you know, splitting his hydras one way, splitting his roaches the other way. And these roaches can't help against these mutas, so he's going to be aggressive with them, try to go up the side, Have I spotted them? Yes, I have spotted them. I control this watchtower, so I saw them go along the left side, and my mutas are going to go beeline it over there to help take them out, and these overlords there as well. So in ZVZ, it's really hard to make stealth maneuvers like this, but he's going to get into my base, man. 2-2 roaches, they are fast. They've got burrow. Once again, Ryze being so obnoxious, splitting half of his roaches to my natural, some of them to my third, and these guys are just kind of getting out of hand, it looks like. And these, oh, he's going to have to force to burrow. Oh, is the Overseer going to see these broad roaches? Yes, they are. Hydras now moving down as well. So this might be it for Ryze. This might be his last-ditch effort. A lot of roaches getting wasted, just trying to burrow and do some sneaky shenanigans, but that only works for so long. Eventually, you have to fight head-on, and this looks like that's what's going to happen. It's a lot of mutas if we check out the unit count. 34 mutas against 21 hydras. These hydras have better upgrades though. The mutas are still only 1-0. So many hydras, and he's got 16 roaches. Looks like only about 9 here to help. And there was some lag, so I had to pause it real fast. And here we go, Link surrounding the hydras. Hydras can't focus everything at once. Burrow going down, but burrowed hydras cannot move or do much of anything at all. Every single unit's going to get cleaned up. He is trying to take his third base. It looks like he's rallying Lings of all things. +0, +2 Lings of all things. And really wants to take out that third base. Still only at 38 harvesters. Actually killing so many harvesters down in my natural. Didn't notice that. Finally sending in my mutas to clean it up. But when you've got this many mutas and there's not an infestor to be seen, there's only so much you can do against it. And Ryze is really struggling. He's trying to take his third base. That's actually up and running a little bit. But like I said, so many damn mutas, and he has no infestors. So let it be known that if you go Roach Hydra against Mutaling, eventually you're going to have to get infestors. Otherwise, they'll just kind of reach this critical point and no GG. I mean, I did have to pause it twice, so he's probably frustrated, so I don't blame him. But come on, Ryze, get some goddamn infestors. Hydras are terrible without infestor support against mutas. Like, you saw what I did with like six mutas here. I killed like 4 hydras and lost like 1 muta. But anyway, a really hectic game. I gotta say, he made the most out of the roaches when they can't even attack air. He forced my mutas to stay in my base. It allowed him to do a lot of damage, killing my hatchery for one. He really needed to kill my spire. I don't know why I didn't focus my spire after that, or my spawning pool. And it also allowed him to get some spores up. So let me know what you guys think about that game. It was a lot of fun to play, and that's a lot of fucking mutas. So thanks for watching.